Now we hand you over to John Stoutard as PSG take on Real Madrid in Paris.
Well, very, very good evening to you all. And it's Paris Saint-Germain, Parc des Princes in Paris. We've been to Argentina, we've been all over the place so far. Amsterdam, now our whistle-stop tour of this tournament takes us to Paris. And to Paris Saint-Germain versus Real Madrid Legends. The teams coming out of the tunnel here. Lovely night here under the Parisian skyline. And no more romantic setting for a big game between two great dames of European football. Chris, as always, is alongside me. There's no French woman alongside me in the commentary box. I've got to make do with Matt Clark. Chris alongside me. No offence, Chris. Well, before we bring you in fact, we'll give you the two lineups. Bats gets the nod in place of Lamar in goal, and George Ware, David Ginola and Rocho very much attacking front three. As for Real Madrid, Cristiano Ronaldo does start. That's not a surprise, is it? And Puskas, of course, is up front, and Nacho is there. Zidane, Hierro, Redondo and Guti on the midfield four. And for the first time tonight, let's bring in Chris. Sorry about that, Chris, earlier on. I didn't mean to offend you.
No offence taken.
How do you think the game will go tonight as Paris get us underway? Attacking the goal to our right.
I think Real Madrid are certainly the favourites. I say that.
Oh, wait a moment. Oh, there's the first one. As we were just saying then, Paris have caught us. Well, David Ginola has just scored an absolute perler, and Real Madrid, who are not noted defensively, have just been found out by a very good breakout from Paris Saint-Germain, and the Parisian crowd go absolutely wild with glee. David Ginola breaks to deadlock, and we've only had a minute.
I was just going to say Real Madrid are the favourites, and the impetus is on them to win this, but Paris Saint-Germain, plenty of quality themselves, and just made me eat my words. Fantastic goal. I don't quite think Real Madrid were expecting this to happen. They certainly weren't awake from the kickoff, and well,
certainly the goalkeeper wasn't anyway, beaten it. Well, Casillas may well be criticised for being beaten at the near post. You've certainly got a bit of criticism from me, but that was a poor piece of goalkeeping. But a poor start for Real Madrid, and as we were saying then, they were favourites, and then, well, Paris Saint-Germain came out like a steam train there, and have sent all the local Parisians into absolute ecstasy here. But Amenacho now forces a corner for Real Madrid. Can they equalise from this? Well, the goalkeeper bats will be hoping that that is not the case. Hierro to take the corner. Can Real Madrid get themselves level? And it's loose, and it might be picked up. Zinedine Zidane can't get there. He's also back in his own country, of course. Rocho now on the break. This looks promising again for Paris. And, well, that could have been even better for them. Guti for Real Madrid, 10 times European champions, remember, in real life. Redondo to Guti, Zidane. Ronaldo hasn't even touched the ball, and it's 1-0 to Paris. Bats, Gomez, Gurin, Calderon, Rocho, Bibard. Good running by him, trying to get Georgie Ware in. There's a toss-up whether he was going to play for Milan or for Paris Saint-Germain, but he insisted on PSG because there's a lot of competition, of course, for the AC Milan places. Here's Puskas, who scored in the El Clasico warm-up, of course, prior to this tournament. 2 goals in that game. Hooked away for a throw.
Old school defending that.
No.
It's straight into Rosehead.
Well, that's the way to do it. But already a goal in all the games so far we've covered. 5 in the first game, 6 in the second, 5 in the last game yesterday in Argentina. And now we could have a second one tonight, and Guti, I think, has hit the post. Bats was a beaten goalkeeper there, and Paris were very, very close to conceding there, Chris. And Real Madrid responding magnificently to going the goal behind.
Yeah, it's just brushed the outside of the post, I think. Yes, it has. Well, not brushed, it's properly clanked off it. Well, Paris lucky not to be level, but I'm going to say one thing. If a goalkeeper in this tournament keeps a clean sheet, he's going to win the Golden Glove, because I don't think there's going to be much chances of that in this tournament.
Well, if anyone gets a 0-0 draw, it'd be very rare for this tournament because it'll buck the trend. Because we've had plenty of goals, and Paris players got down there off the ball. But it's play on, get in, hold her on, and Rocho! 2! Beautiful incisive move from Paris Saint-Germain. They go 2 goals clear, and Rocho is the scorer, and Real Madrid now really are in big trouble.
My oh my, I really have jinxed them with my favourites tag, haven't I? In fact, good stuff from the referee, playing advantage. If he'd have pulled it back for the free kick, that goal may never have happened. So good refereeing, and well played by PSG. They've strung those passes together well, and that finish was sublime.
It was sublime, and full marks, as you say, to the referee, because if he hadn't have stopped it, then that goal would never have happened, and we would have been robbed of one of the great goals of the tournament so far. So 2-0 to Paris Saint-Germain, an unbalanced play after 10 minutes. They thoroughly deserve it, and they look an absolute. Maybe they're sending a message out now. And here's Ginola. We've got the first one, looking to set one up now. And Real Madrid looking as if they're 6s and 7s at the back here. They look absolutely as if they're going to concede a goal every time Paris attack, really. And they need to get people like Puskas and Zidane on the ball here now, because they need these players now. 2 goals down. I mean, the only saving grace really for Real Madrid, I can draw on for them, is that they've got plenty of time. There's almost nearly 80 minutes still to go. 86 minutes still to, well, not 86 minutes, 76 minutes still to go in this game. And oh, it coming free, Rocho, good save, Casillas, and that would have been curtains there and then. Rocho should have made it 3.
Should have done, but they're just so sloppy at the moment, Real Madrid. Casillas has bailed them out there.
Yes, and they look as if they're going to concede every time PSG attack here. And the frustration is not over yet for them, because Ginola has got a corner here. He's going to set pieces as well. Free header, that is going harmlessly wide, to the robust relief of the Galacticos, shall we say. And a goal kick to Real Madrid. But they really need to pull their fingers out, not just attacking wise, but defensively as well. Now it's really looking the real deal, even though we've had, 15 minutes of the game gone, and well, that typifies the dominance. The shots and goal count really typifies the dominance that both teams have had. Paris have had. Guti now trying to make something of it, that out for a throw. Well, surely Real Madrid have got to hit back sometime, surely. Can't be this poor now at this page. So down in a lot of space, I have to say, on the edge of the area, but here's Rocho, who's had a good first half, I have to say. Played in the 70s and 80s for the French team, played in that semi-final with West Germany in '82, when they should have won, but if only Battiston, remember that Battiston body check by Al Schumacher, which didn't, which actually cracked, which resulted in Battiston being stretched off with two broken teeth with a cracked vertebrae, and Schumacher never even had a penalty, let alone a free kick, let alone a red card given against him. Here's George Weah! A great piece of goalkeeping there by Casillas, and that has bailed Real Madrid out yet again. But we'll wait a moment, because Ronaldo, oh, that's a poor ball, Ronaldo, that is poor from his high standards, and that sums up Real Madrid in this first 20 minutes. Here's Hierro. We'll bring Chris in just a second for his comments on the save, but he might have to comment on another save here, potentially here, because Ronaldo's in the box, can't wiggle his way out. Puskas, Redondo, and Puskas is denied again, and Paris can get it away, and now they're on the break with Ginola. George Weah wanted it played square, and he's played it through. George Weah! Oh, that first touch was heavy, and in the end Real Madrid can get it away. And Chris, now your views on that save a moment ago from Iker Casillas.
It was an incredible save. It was fantastic. It's keeping Real Madrid in the tie.
It's keeping them well in with with a shout of maybe trying to snatch a point or two. I think 3 maybe beyond them even at this early stage. They've got a goal kick though against them.
So far this group has been very much a case of the unexpected. And obviously we saw how Manchester United didn't get the result that they wanted in the previous match against Boca Juniors, but Paris Saint-Germain following the same line here.
Indeed, but they are the better team. There's no doubt about it. Here's where this should be free. Oh, he's missed it. Well, that is the only surprise out of that attack, because everything else about it was there to admire. The build-up, the lovely approach play, lovely chip forward, and all that was lucky was the finish, Chris.
Appalling finish. If he hits the target, he scores. But I've said it before in the tournament, you don't hit the target, there might as well not be a goalkeeper.
I think that will be a phrase that will be a real theme throughout the commentary of this tournament, Chris. That is for sure.
I'll try not to overuse it, but it'll happen at least once a game.
Well, I'll try not to say pure genius 42 times a commentary either. Ronaldo has been fouled again. Cristiano, that is. Free kick to Paris. Bibard to take. Looking for that third goal, which would put Real Madrid right up again. Oh, that would have been some goal, that. Oh, dear me.
My mouth
my
jaw was dropping off.
I don't know who he had, because he had his back turned, but the number 8 there, Ginola, I think. I tell you what, if Ginola had pulled that off, that would have been some gold. That would have been pure gold. But in the end, Real Madrid getting off with 1 or 2 here. They should be 4 or 5-0 down in truth, but they're still 2 goals down, and they can think themselves quite lucky in a lot of respects that it's only 2-0.
Yeah, they are quite lucky in that regard.
And Zidane has been fouled there, and it will be a free kick. Now then, they could do with a bit of inspiration from Zidane. Welted in there, Redondo with a shot. That's better. Not far away. Redondo struck that true with his left foot, and only narrowly wide this time.
Very close. Very, very close.
But at the moment, Bats has still got his clean sheet very much intact. Calderon. Paul Legren. Going. Calderon. Rocho round the corner, gets it back again. Lemar going forward. Zidane stops it. That's 2-0 here in Paris. Should be 3 or 4 here in the Principality. Or in Parisia. Rocho looked as if there was a tackle from behind. Good save there by Casillas yet again. I'll tell you what, if it wasn't with the goalkeeper here, Real Madrid would have been looking down the barrel. They still might. Oh, another good save by Casillas. And still away. Another good save by Casillas, but it's going to be 3 this time. No doubt about it. Real Madrid have been taken to the cleaners. Rocho gets his second, and Paris Saint-Germain have their third.
I just feel so sorry for Casillas. He's doing it all himself. Look at it. What? 3 saves in the space of about 20 seconds. And well, Rocho's going to put it in the corner where he's not going to be able to reach it, especially when he's already on the floor. But Real Madrid have just been playing apocalyptically bad. That header was appalling. Sergio Ramos is just in no man's land, and well, they've put that as far into the corner as possible to keep it away from Casillas, because right now Casillas is the only guy that has really turned up for Real Madrid so far.
Well, what we will say is if Real Madrid are playing Manchester United next, it's encouraging signs for Ferguson's men, because they'll know now that they can exploit this real weakness at Real Madrid's defence. And to be fair, it's no more than what Paris Saint-Germain deserve. It doesn't flatter them, it should be more. Here's Garin. Could it be 4? Nearly was. I'll tell you what, Real Madrid, I've never seen him I've never seen him ever in such disarray as this. They look a pair with the side that we saw against Barcelona in the warm-ups, and they're absolutely all over the place.
I don't know what's going on, but they need to get their act together, because this could become embarrassing.
Well, we haven't had a one-way traffic performance already in this tournament so far. It's been closer games, although it did look as if Boca Juniors were going to run right for a spell against United last night, and then they had the Fergie airdryer. Well then, a chance here for Madrid, good save. Ronaldo away from Bibbard, now a chance now for Madrid, and it's got one back. One has to say they barely deserved it, but they've got one back, and Guti's probably been their more brightest player. Has got to go, and it's all of a sudden Madrid are on the scoreboard. It's 3-1 to Paris Saint-Germain. Guti has pulled one back for Madrid, and Baxter's clean sheet has gone for a Burton.
Well, this is better from Madrid. They've certainly suddenly woken up, that's not a really good word. Ronaldo done well to win that ball back, and it's a magnificent header from Guti. And all of a sudden, Madrid has woken up. Good header. Don't know if the keeper could have done better. Well,
Bats could have done better. Bats should have done better in fairness, but his clean sheet is definitely gone now. And it's 3-1. And a little glimmer of hope has arisen for Real Madrid in what's been an utterly appalling first 33 minutes for them as a team and as a defence. That third goal is... Oh, here's Calderon. He's stolen in again. I thought for a moment, Paris... Oh, that's a cheap corner. That is a cheapest corner as you're ever likely to see. Sergio Ramos. That is poor. Gino to go short, I think.
Got his wires crossed,
Gomez.
I think, Ramos.
And now here's Santa Maria. Break it away here. Ronaldo. Will he keep it in? He will. And he, to his great credit, wins a corner. Now what price the second Real Madrid goal here? It wouldn't surprise me the way this tournament has gone. Here's Hierro. Oh, it missed everybody. It was a decent enough corner actually, but in the end, Chris, it missed everybody. 10 minutes to go to half time.
Yeah, it's a shame, but Real Madrid are actually starting to get into this game now, so we could have a very good second half brewing. Yeah,
maybe it's starting to brew here, and ironically, Calderon is the one who was on the ball then, as we were mentioning. Bruce. 80. Ginola playing that in. Santa Maria doing well. Zidane. Ronaldo. Real Madrid all of a sudden standing up, menacing, but offside against Ronaldo. He complains about the decision, but I don't think, Chris, there's any much doubt. Well, maybe there is actually a little bit of doubt. It wasn't much in it, I have to say.
Well, there wasn't much, but he was offside, I think.
Well, here come Garin now at the other end. And the ball laid back in towards Garin, but Guti there stopping. I think he's been probably Real Madrid's best player, arguably in the first half, which has been a complete and utter nightmare for them. 3 goals shipped, should have been far more than the 3 they've shipped, and it's been a horror show for them really, but they are on the scoreboard. Bibar now towards Georgie, where? Not far away, should have been 4-1.
Well, you say going back to Real Madrid's best player, aside from Guti, I would have said Casillas is probably a good shout for that so far.
I think what I was supposed to say, outfield player. I think.
Right, yeah, that's a fair point.
I wasn't trying to do the goalkeeper any disservice, by the way, because he's made some glorious saves in defiance to Paris Saint-Germain. He's virtually played him on his own really tonight, because he might as well not have a defence in front of him, because they've been a fat lot of use to him in front of the goal. Garin, Calderon. He's done really well, remarkably well. Bibar now takes it up. Last minute, couple of minutes of the first half. That's just a bit overhit for George Weah, and it allowed the Real Madrid defence to get back and sort of regroup. Here's Ronaldo. Is there one last twist before half time? Can they pull it back to 3-2? Busquets back to Ronaldo, intelligent play. And he just can't get the opportunity to hit the goal, hit the ball forward. There's a throw, they're not finished yet. 30 seconds of normal time in the first half to go. Hierro forward, but he can't thread that ball through. We're now into 3 added minutes. Ronaldo has won that ball legally. Oh, no, Nacho is, and it's saved quite brilliantly by the goalkeeper Bats. And somehow it could have easily been 3-2. Zidane with the throw to Hierro. Ronaldo. He almost got out the cul-de-sac really well. Zidane can't dig it out. Rocho now on the break. We've now played almost of the 3 minutes. Is there one last attack for Real Madrid before we go to the half-time interval? I'll tell you something, this has been a first half again to remember, and it was really the main feature has been the attacks from Paris Saint-Germain. They've been top quality, but wait, here's come Real Madrid now. Can they pull it back to 3-2? Ball dangerous into the penalty area, but now it's hooked away. We've played the 3 minutes. Here's George Weah. Surely this will be the last attack. And the attack peters out with the final whistle to bring the first half to a close. 2 goals for Rochtel, 1 for Ginola right at the start. Guti pulled one back for Real Madrid. Casillas has made a lot of good saves. 3-1 at the break. And here's Chris's assessment of the first 45 minutes during this interval.
Well, the best way to describe it was probably the PSG performance against Barcelona that we saw in the first leg of the Champions League we saw last season. PSG came out of the gates incredibly quick. Real Madrid just weren't with it, and by the time they've woken up, which obviously when Guti scored, they're 3-1 down. So it's been a pretty lacklustre performance from Real Madrid. I don't know if Zidane's idea of a hairdryer is the equivalent of Sir Alex Ferguson's, but he's going to need. He's going to need. I think he'll have to borrow Sir Alex Ferguson's hairdryer, to be honest, because he needs something from those lads in the second half that they did not show at all, apart from Casillas and Guti in the first half, because only 2 players of their 11 turned up, and Zidane included needs to improve. So could be in for a good second half if Real Madrid get off to a good start.
Indeed. Well, the players are back out now. Zidane is probably giving it his hairdryer. Now, has he made a substitution? That's the really important thing. I don't think he has. So it's as you were as we get on with the second half. I'm sure Chris will correct me if there is any substitutions. But here's Cristiano Ronaldo to Puskas. And Zidane making the break. But that's a little bit better from Real Madrid. Now goalkeeper Bats to take the kick. 1 minute gone in the second half, and this time at the end of the first we saw an early goal for Ginola. Ball Legrand to Bibard, and Weah has broken the trap. Good skills, good shot, and a good saver yet again from Iker Casillas. He has stopped this becoming a cricket score, quite frankly. Calderon, Paul Legrand, Rocha giving away now. Chances here for Real Madrid if they can take it. Ginola now in possession up against Real Madrid defenders, and still going. And still it remains 3-1. Georgie Weah to Ginola, chipping that one in. Bibard now forward. Goalkeeper's got it, but yet again, Chris, the brilliance of Iker Casillas stopping this from becoming a cricket score, quite frankly.
Yeah, Real Madrid would be dead and buried and completely out of this tie, and probably on a very slippery slope out of the competition with bad goal difference if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, it should have really been 6 or 7-1 by now. That's the severity of it. But they're still aiming to find another day, and Nacho now trying to force a way back in this one for Real Madrid. Raul nearly getting involved. Giving away Ginola. Oh, that's a foul. Can't be the last man. Surely Hierro will be booked for that. Never the last man. That's why he's booked and not red carded. Silly challenge to make, though. I mean, Ginola, I know he's a dying swan, but that's a foul, surely. I mean, that's
to be fair, Ginola got to the ball first and flicked it in a different direction. He did.
Well, Madrid player had gone down there, but it was purely accidental.
Ronaldo has been subbed for Gento, I think.
Well, if that is the case, then it's not been Cristiano Ronaldo's night. Yeah, in the Parisian capital, which of course is Paris. And a little chip forward. It's knocked away once more. Now Redondo. The arrow now for Real Madrid. They need a second goal to make it a grandstand finish, but at the moment it looks as if Paris are the more likely scorers. And Ginola and George Weah now forward, and they just weren't on the same wavelengths then. For a moment and I thought it was going to be 4-1. It still remains 3. And here's Puskas to Redondo rather. Puskas again. Still Puskas, the Hungarian. Maestro. Zinedine Zidane chipped in there. Amanacho is in there. Can't dig it out from under his feet. And now George Weah at the other end on the counter-attack. And the more Real Madrid pour people forward, the more susceptible they are to a counter-attack. And Ginola now on the far side. And the ball back towards Weah. And Paul again. Good save again. Consider if it wasn't for him, it's one of Incan's, as you say, Chris, not just in the game, but in the tournament itself.
I've got to say, this is probably one of the best goalkeeping performances I've ever witnessed.
Well, despite the fact that he's conceded 3, he's played an absolute blinder. Paul Legrand there, the latest one to be denied. The Paris captain. And Stefano has been replaced. Zidane has replaced himself then. As that corner comes in dangerously. And almost came to Rocho. He's on a hat-trick, of course. There's 5 players now on 2 goals apiece. We've only had top scorer in the tournament, and we've only had 4 games, nearly 3.5 games. We've had 5 in the first game, 6 in the second, another 5 then, and 4 now. 20 goals in total already in the tournament, and we've only been going for 3.5 games. Here's George Weah. Ginola in space, and there's still time for more goals in this match. And it's my call for Legrand. Deflected away. I tell you what, if Real Madrid look a little bit more. And here's Puskas now. You can't take your eyes off this for a second. Chipped in again. Sanchez doing well. Ramos. Now a hero. 1 goal for Madrid could make it a bit more nervier for the locals here in the Parc des Princes. Puskas. Piento is onside to Stefano with a shot, and Puskas! Great save by goalkeeper Bats. Still not away yet. Redondo, and another good save, this time from Bats. Better from Real Madrid, Chris. Better.
Yeah, they're starting to crank up the pressure a bit. Those substitutions have certainly made a difference.
Good double save as well in all of that from the goalkeeper Bats here. There's the first one. Good save. I mean, clearing out, it was a good save because he turned it out, and then Redondo with the second effort. Beautiful right footer. And the goalkeeper made a good save at his near post. He's got every entitlement to give it the old fist bump. Corner kick though to Real Madrid. They're not quite finished yet. And Pele comes on for Georgie Weah. Hasn't scored, but he's done well. The arrow's corner. Free header. And Redondo should have done an awful lot better then. Goal kick to Paris Saint-Germain.
I believe Rai has also come on for David Ginola.
Yes, Rai on for Ginola is the other substitution. Meanwhile, Coppo has come on for Amanacho. Well, we've had, well, it was corner kicks we were counting the scores on. It would be a point apiece. Unfortunately, we're not measuring it on corner kicks. We're measuring it on goals. Paris have 3. Real Madrid have the 1. Free kick to Real Madrid. "25 minutes to play. 3-1 is the score to Paris PSG. Madrid starting to make 1 or 2 things happen, but here's Paris on the break, and Rai, the substitute, is on his own. He's got Impella to his to his left. Sorry, and Guti now will play it in now to Puskas. Kopka now on the break, gets his first touch of the game. Puskas now trying to make something happen. Little deflection on the ball, but it falls where hero. Will he have a strike there, the Spaniard? No, he won't. Redondo might, but Paul Legrand in there with a very good tackle, very robust challenge. And Pella off. What about that for a flick? One of the flicks of the game so far. Almost as good as the Maradona one we saw last night. Paris get the throw. Ainton with the throw. Guerin. Lovely ball in. And it just needed a little flick there from somebody in the 6-yard box and never came. 22 minutes to go here in Paris. PSG 3, Real Madrid 1. And while we've not had the 4 goals we've seen so far tonight, well, heaven help us, really. The goalkeepers have done their damnedest, really, to try and keep the scores down, especially Iker Casillas. Interesting choice for Chris to choose his man of the match when we get into the last 5 minutes, because there's so many different candidates. Definitely Lords from Paris Saint-Germain. Obviously Guti and Casillas have done their side no harm at all. Here's a chance for 3-2, and it's down, the flag staying down, and all of a sudden the game is back in the melting pot. Di Stefano has made it 3-2. And all of a sudden, all the Parisians in the stadium have all got nervous faces because Madrid are right back in this game. 3-2.
The ball through was nothing short of world class, and it just makes the finish a formality, really. We'll see from the replay. I think it might have been Guti again. He's been Real Madrid's best player. Played it through. Yes, I think it was.
Yes, indeed.
He's been Madrid's best player. Best outfield player, to rephrase it correctly from earlier. And Di Stefano, well, it's only just come on, and we do know he likes to find the net, and he's gone and made this tie a little bit more interesting.
Well, Paris will be kicking themselves, really, essentially, because they had a chance maybe about 4, maybe 5 times to make it 4-1 and put the game beyond Real Madrid's reach, and all of a sudden Madrid have sort of gained confidence from the saves that Casillas had made. Have got themselves forward and have got themselves into real threatening positions, and the substitutes have worked a treat. Zidane, you've got to hail him as a hero there for that. And now Guti now making things happen. Can they get an equaliser? It wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility now. They've still got another 17 minutes to find another one, and they're quite capable of doing it now. And Paris really will be kicking themselves. They should be winning this game by 5 or 6 goals to 1. That's the tragedy of it all, really. But Real Madrid, if you don't take your chance, and that was dangerously close to being a no goal. Then would have been much more stronger contact from Gomez. I think they could have had a problem there, Paris. It's Ainton now on for Mpere. He's onside. Mpere now plays the ball back. Right now, the Brazilian. Good tackle, is it? Yes, he was, said the referee. Paris wanted a free. The Parisians wanted a free kick. Referee not budging on that one. Guti now. Di Stefano. Gento. Rocci getting back, and now a throw to Real Madrid. And the pressure is cranking up now as Bibard gives way to Bafanai. Bibard has had a good game at right back, and has done really well. And Bafanai will take his place now for the next sort of 16 minutes or so that remain, or 13 minutes, I should say. Gento now for Real Madrid from the throw-in. Still Gento, still keeping his balance. Well, they wanted a penalty then, and I thought for a moment PSG were dangling out legs then. Still might come for Kopka, deflected away. It will still be kept in by Gabriel Ente. Redondo. And now Mpere now on the break. Now Rai. 2 in the middle if he can find Paul Le Guen. But it can't come. And it's Iker Casillas. Now we hero for Real Madrid. Santa Maria. Redondo. 9 minutes left to play. We've played 81 minutes here at the Parc des Princes here in Paris. Kopka forward. It will be a corner. Well, what a barnstorming finish. It's not a corner, it's a goal kick in fact. Well, I'm going to ask you, Chris, in just a second as Rocho is on the break. And he's chipped that one in there and over the top from right. That would have sealed it with good and proper. Rocho unselfishly laid it off from the Brazilian and he just couldn't make it pay. No wonder he holds his head in his hand. Now, Chris, I'm going to bring you in now. What do you think is going to happen in the next 6 minutes? Give me an answer if you can.
What's going to happen in the next 6 minutes? Of anything and everything. It's just, I think Real Madrid, if there's going to be a goal, I think they're going to be the next ones to score it. But I hate to be a curse. I have been the last couple of games. I've said something and something else. The opposite has completely happened. It's not going to happen here, surely not.
It's Mpella through. Good save again from Casillas for the umpteenth time. This man has been a hero, Chris. There's no doubt about it. That's another great save.
Well, he's my man of the match for me. As good as Guti's been, if it wasn't for Casillas, we could be talking about like a 10 deficit, double digits. That's what we'll be talking about right now.
Well, if they do somehow, by miracles of miracles, get by with the other end and get a point, they'll have that goalkeeper there to thank, that's for sure. But they've got a corner to defend though. All going to take it. 2-4 in the penalty area. So the goalkeeper did well, but only as far as cold run. In fact, Puskas has picked the ball up and it was fouled there, surely by the Paris player, but play on it is. Puskas. Di Stefano, 3.5 minutes to go. Santa Maria, Kopka, and a decent ball in. Di Stefano! I don't believe this! I just do not believe it! Is this really happening? Real Madrid were 3-0 down! They were looking dead and burying out of it! And Di Stefano and co have dug themselves out of the hole and made it 3-3. That's his second of the game, and Paris Saint-Germain, in all fairness, Chris, have only themselves to blame.
This is just magical. What we are witnessing right now is incredible. The Real Madrid were dead and buried. They were dead and buried, dead in the water, down the creek without a paddle. And Iker Casillas, with his two bare hands, well, to be fair, he's wearing gloves, has managed to drag them back up the creek. Di Stefano has come on the pitch and physically dragged them, towards the finishing line. And now it's just going to be who's going to grab this game with the scruff of the neck in the last 4 minutes.
Or alternatively, will it end a point apiece? And mind you, I think Real Madrid would have took that if it was offered to them at 3-0 down. And Pele now is there one last twist in the tail. Here's Rai showing on, and Pele! He's won it, surely! It's almost a carbon copy of last night, really, because Madrid fought back from the dead just like Manchester United did, but only for Paris to check again, almost like Boca Juniors did, and score again to send all the Parisians into Bedlam. 4-3, what an epic!
This is getting out of hand. What is going on here? 7 goals in this. I feel so sorry for Casillas. He's been incredible all game. He's just seen his team equalise. He's like, yes, all my hard work hasn't gone to waste. And Pele just smashes it past him a matter of moments after they equalise. It's just a sickening feeling. But you never know. Who knows? Real Madrid might manage to equalise. It's been that kind of game. Anything's possible right now.
Here's Guti. Well, the goalkeeper's face, Iker Casillas' face, just says it. It just sums up the whole night for me, really. We're going to ask you now for a man of the match, Chris. We'll ask you in a minute because Rai's on the break, but it's well intercepted by Sanchez. Now we can ask you for a man of the match.
Well, I was saying earlier it was Casillas. I'm still going to stick with that, to be honest. If it wasn't for him, this game, we wouldn't be talking about a tight situation right now. As much as Paris Saint-Germain have retaken the lead, retaking the lead at this moment in the game, it's not adding their 12th goal.
Well, That's the overriding view of my co-commentator. I've got to concur with him. He's made some great saves despite the fact that he's conceded 4. But it's going to be the last throw of the dice now. Wrong. There's no time for anything else. Well, Real Madrid will feel very unfortunate in the grand scheme of things, but they should have been dead and buried before half-time. They got back into it at 3-1 after Paris had raced into a 3-goal lead. 2 goals for Rosto and Ginola right at the start. And then back came Real Madrid with 2 goals for Di Stefano, made it 3-3. And then right at the end, and Pella finished it off. The scoring started in the first minute and finished in the very last minute. And I think it was that sort of game, really, Chris, that really is. And I have to say, Chris, without a shadow of a doubt, in all the 4 games we've seen so far, this surely, for excitement and non-stop entertainment, this has got to be the match of the tournament. Would you agree with that statement?
So far, yes. Obviously, we've still got another 3 groups to go through before the second round of fixtures. So, yeah, so far, the tournament so far has been superb. But this one, yes, this one's the standout one. But each one's gone past, obviously, you know, it's just got more and more exciting as each game's gone by, and this one was definitely no exception. It's been by far the best one. Stirring comeback from Real Madrid, the incredible performance from Iker Casillas, you know, the snatching it late from Paris Saint-Germain. It's just had everything this game, you know. And fortunately, there was no controversy really either. You know, we had controversy in the last one. You know, there's a few ifs and buts, but this game was very clean. I don't think there was many fouls or anything, and it's just been played brilliantly. And you know, both teams.
I can't actually remember. I'll be honest with you, Chris. I don't actually remember any yellow cards being brandished. That's how good it was, I think, as a spectacle.
Yeah.
And you have to say the goalkeepers, because both goalkeepers actually did excel themselves. So let's give some credit to the other goalkeeper at the other end, Baps, who made some good saves. That one there from Puskis, that was a really good one. And then the second one from Redondo. Let's not forget the other goalkeeper there. That was 2 excellent saves.
Both keepers have been absolutely superb, and the goalkeeping standard in the tournament actually has been pretty good. So it's been really good, and Di Stefano came on and made a massive difference. But unfortunately, they couldn't hold out. It was a fantastic game nonetheless, and you know, this tournament has been nothing short of spectacular. And this one, obviously, standout game so far. Who knows what we're in for next match?
Yes, well, I've got to say, this tournament so far has been absolutely majestic. I can't believe what we've seen here in the first 4 games. We saw 5 goals in the first one. We saw, this was the winning goal from Impella, and that really brought a dagger to the heart. But so far, Chris, summing up the first 4 games of the tournament, and we've gone through 2 of the 5 groups so far. We've had a 5-goal throw in the opening match in Sao Paulo. We had another 6 in the second game in Amsterdam when Liverpool won 4-2. Another 5 last night, another 7 tonight. It's just been an unbelievable game. It's just been 4 games of sheer attacking football. Both teams in every game going out for leather. Would you agree with this statement? And can these standard of games get any better, or will we see the games peter out as the tournament goes on? And because this surely cannot continue for too long, surely.
I think the standard of football in this tournament it should be high. We are talking about the best of the best, you know, for each club. You're talking about club legends. You know, they're legends for a reason in most cases, because they've been the best for their teams. So really, the expectation would have been that it would have been spectacular. But to see the amount of goals that we've seen, it's been incredible. It's just been. I would have expected the games to be perhaps more cancelling each other out, perhaps. You know, because of the high level of ability, they'd just end up clashing and not actually finding the difference, because everybody's so special. It just ends up making everybody look ordinary. But no, it's been terrific. We've got the complete opposite. We've just got everybody standing out so well. The goalkeepers have been brilliant. The attackers have been brilliant. Defensively, a lot of the time, the teams have been fantastic, and you know, it's just been terrific. You know, we seem to have the attitude of we're going to outscore you, a bit like, you know, the teams did back in the day of the 60s. You know, it was a case of who scored the most goals rather than who conceded the least. And we are getting some spectacular matches, and I think it's going to make the tournament absolutely fantastic.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Chris, and for your comments tonight. Well, I'm out of breath and Chris is out of breath. Well, I think we've got to go off to the hotel here in Paris. Well, well-deserved lie down. I think you better have a lie down yourselves, guys, because we'll be back tomorrow with the Group C games. But we've seen some marvellous games here, and this has got to be the match of the tournament so far. Maybe there'll be more that surpass that, but we saw a 7-goal throw-in. It could have been so much more tonight. But let me remind you before we go what happened. PSG raced into a 3-goal lead through Tivinola and 2 goals from Rushto. Then Guti pulled one back to make it 3-1 at the break. Then 2 goals from Di Stefano. Looked as if they saved a point for Real Madrid against all odds. But then Pella won it at the end. 4-3 it's finished here in the Parisian capital of Paris. And from there, me and Chris bid you a very good night. And we'll be back tomorrow with Group C. And that promises to be a cracky little group as well. But until then, take care, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care. Good night.